Hey everybody, I'm Mark. Welcome into my studio. It is a Monday morning, and my plan for this week, and I do think it's probably going to take almost all of my free time that I can find this week, but hopefully I'll be finished by Friday. My plan is to rebuild this Prusa MK4S into the new Core 1. So I've had the conversion kit here in the studio for a while in its big box. I hadn't actually even opened it until this morning, so I've opened it up and grabbed a bunch of these smaller boxes out of it. I haven't looked in all of them yet. We'll do that as we go through the process. But to start with, the instructions say that we need to disassemble this. And there's certain parts we have to set aside that we're going to use in the rebuild. And so as with all of my printer builds on the channel, their instructions will always be over there on the side of the screen. So you can see what I'm looking at as I go through the process. And this instruction manual is, I think, about 240 pages long. It's very long. It's really comprehensive. It looks really well written, as we've come to expect from the folks over at Prusa. And so I've already looked kind of through the first part of it, and the first 50 pages or so are just how to disassemble this thing and which parts to save and all of that. It looks fairly straightforward. I don't think we need to go through it step by step here on video. And so my plan, unless I run into something very unusual or unexpected, is to just time-lapse you guys through the first 50 or so pages of the instructions as I deconstruct this thing and get all of the parts ready for the build. And then I will meet you on the other side of that, and we'll actually start building the Core 1. So for me, it's going to be a little while, probably a few hours of disassembly. For you, I'll see you in just a second. All right, so we're back. We're almost done, I think, disassembling and prepping everything. So I finished all the disassembly steps, and I'm in the middle of this little section of the instructions here that they're calling component prep. And what they had me do is take the original heated bed here, and we had to remove the thermistor and the sticky stuff that was holding it down into place off of the back of this one, and they're having me replace it with a new thermistor. So even though this isn't part of the new assembly, I thought this was interesting enough that we would come back and show you guys this. Now this bag here that I'm looking at was just loose in my kit, my upgrade kit that came. So this wasn't in any of the boxes that came in the upgrade kit. It was just like this by itself. And it says heat bed thermistor set for the Core 1. So it is just a new thermistor. I don't know if the thermistor is different or they just put a longer wire on it. Yeah, could be either way. But these instructions here just have me getting this put in place where this little circular marking is here on the underside of the heat bed, and then securing it down with the sticky tape and the capped on tape that covers all of that. So I'm going to just do that real quick, and then we'll move on with getting the rest of the parts ready to start the assembly. All right, so there's our new thermistor in place. And then on the next page, the only other new part that is part of this whole like disassembly and prep thing is this little cover here for the next extruder that says Prusa Core 1 on it. And they want me to obviously just replace the one that said MK4S. And so I think that as part of this, they also want us to, check and re-lubricate the planetary gears that are in here. So again, I'll just probably time-lapse you guys through this part, but all we're doing is taking this cover off, checking the gears inside, and then putting the new cover on in its place. And yeah, the grease in here is a little bit messy. I'll give you a close-up here so that maybe you can see. So I will clean that up a little bit and add a little bit more grease before we continue. I'm snugging these up, but I'm not tightening them. I don't want to over tighten them. I'm pretty sure that we'll tune this later on once the motor's hooked up. So that should be good enough for now. It's interesting to me that the printing on this, I don't know if you can tell in the video or not, but this almost looks red, not orange. Where it says Prusa Core 1 here, it's definitely not the standard Prusa like orange color. It's quite a lot darker than what I've seen in the past. So I don't know if that's just mine or if they're all like that or what the deal is going to be, but yeah, different color scheme slightly, at least looks like it to me. All right, and with that, I believe that I am now finished. Oh, it wants me to check and maybe re-lubricate the linear bearings as well. That go on those rods, and then it's going to have me go through and look at all of the parts that I've saved, and make sure that I have them all. And just kind of looking through these pictures here, I've already set aside all of the parts that were marked as ones you're supposed to save as I was doing the disassembly, and all of these look familiar, like things that I have already set aside. So I'll go and double check all of that to make sure it's good. I'm pretty sure that I've got everything I need, and then we'll move on to the first part of the actual assembly, which is the base assembly. I'll get all that stuff ready to go here on the desk, and we'll do that next. All right, we're ready to start building the base. I've grabbed all of the parts. They're scattered around here on the desk, and this is the widest angle shot that my overhead camera can do. And so I'm probably going to switch over here to this kind of over-the-shoulder camera for a lot of this, at least the build for the large sections of this thing, just because I think this camera will give you guys a better, like, wider angle view of what's going on. But what I've done is I've gone ahead and grabbed all the parts, and the instructions have done a pretty good job of telling you which box out of the whole kit that each one of these things should come from, where you should be able to find it. So I've gone through and sorted out what we need here, and we should be ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is turn this way, and we're supposed to insert some zip ties through these holes here. And I guess they're going to get ready, or they're going to be ready to manage some cables later on. All right, so next, we've got all three of our Z motors. Now, two of these came from the old kit, from the old printer that we took apart, and one of them is new, came with the conversion kit. So we've got two that have the shorter wire, and then one with a longer wire, and I think that matters later on. For now, we're just supposed to put this transparent sort of washer piece on here. And then one of these. And then we just screw it down with 4 screws into the motor here. All right, now they want us to take one of these motors with the longest cable, which is this one right here. And they want us to flip this thing upside down. Basically turning it over like that. This piece of steel, by the way, that's the base of the printer, is really nice and heavy. And then I think we're supposed to feed this motor up through this hole right here. And they want the wire that's coming out the back side of it to be going toward the back side of the printer, which is towards me where I'm sitting here. So that goes about like that. And then they're going to have us put the other 2 motors up there on those front corners. There we go. Okay, so for me, the trick here was to stand up instead of being seated at my desk. That way I can look straight down over the top of this part, and I can visually line the holes up on this plastic part that I'm screwing into here. All right, that's nice and solid. So now up in the front, before they want us to screw these 2 down, we have these other 2 little pieces, these 2 printed parts. Here's one. The other has disappeared underneath the printer. There it is. And we're supposed to insert this. It's keyed. It's got a couple of little extra little protrusions there. So if you face it the right direction, you can just push it down through that slot. And then they want us to turn it 90 degrees, which will lock it in place. All right, now we can screw these motors down. And I'm going to try to use the same trick where I look straight from above and get all 4 holes lined up, and then we'll get the 4 screws started and then tighten them down. These are also being tightened into plastic, and so of course you want to be careful not to over tighten them. All right, up next we have these 4 parts here that make up kind of the frame that I think is going to go around the bottom of this. So 2 of these are the same, and then this one has these cutouts here, which I think are for the front of the machine. And then this one has 2 extra holes here in the flat part, and I believe that's for the back. So these are the sides, this is the back, this is the front. And I'll be careful to follow what the instructions look like here as I lay these things out, so that we put them together in the right configuration. Now we've got these 2 plastic spacer pins, they call them. They're this sort of white transparent-ish plastic. They go in these 2 holes right here, and it says to just push them all the way in. Like so. They just snap into place. And then we've got our anti-vibration feet. They're these nice L-shaped rubber feet, and they have adhesive backing here. So this says to align this with the outer edge of the flat. I'm just kind of test fitting this in here to see how it fits. Okay, cool. And you still have access to the screw if you ever need to get to it, I guess. All right, now we flip this over. I'm keeping this side with these cutouts right here toward me. I believe this is the front of the printer. I'm just going to give this a nice little push down to make sure those feet have adhered themselves nicely to the back of this metal. All right, so now we pick this part up. I got to turn it around because the single Z motor back here is on the back. I got to make sure that all of the cables are down here inside of the opening. And then we're just going to kind of lower this into place, it looks like. Making sure not to pinch any cables. Now it wants me to look at the front right corner first, so for me that's over here. And there's a hole right here that needs to line up with this hole right here. So I have to just kind of lift this by hand and line that up, and then we'll screw this screw in here. I'm not going to tighten it all the way just yet. Then it wants me to do the right rear corner, so over here. Same thing, it wants me to lift this up and position this hole so that it lines up, and then screw this in. Then I guess I can just go around and do the rest of them. I noticed as I picked the unit up to turn it that last time that one of the adhesive feet has come unstuck underneath. So when I'm done screwing these down, I'm going to flip that up and see if I can fix that foot wherever it is. Here it is. Yeah, those feet for me don't seem like they want to stick well at all. So I'm going to turn this thing by turning my build mat instead of picking it up and turning it. And maybe those feet will adhere better if I just let them sit here. It's the end of the day for me, end of day one. That if you were curious, that whole disassembly process of the old printer took me, I think, about 2.5, maybe 3 hours total. And then we've done this assembly bit here. And this for me is going to be the end of day one of the build. And so I'm going to let this sit overnight here on the table. And maybe that will help the adhesive to decide that it wants to stick. When I come back tomorrow morning and I move this thing, hopefully those feet will be stuck in place. So that is where we're going to leave it for tonight for me, except that the instructions say that I'm supposed to open the bag of Haribo gummy bears, and it says there, line them up in 8 rows according to how it's got them laid out there on the thing. And row number 1 has 5 gummy bears in it. So I'm supposed to eat 5 of these. I'm not going to do the whole line it up in rows thing, but if I can get this thing to open, I will eat 5 of these. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that was 6. I almost got an extra. Wouldn't want that. All right, 5 bears. And that's going to end my day 1 and probably this part 1 of the video series as well. So we're going to come back next time and do what? Let's find out. The back and all of the electronics. I guess the electronics board mounts and the power supply mount there on the back. So that'll be next time. And I'm going to eat these, and I'll see you then.